Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. 90 Day Fiancé, star breaks silence about child's death amid shocking legal drama. A 90 Day Fiancé star is dealing with a heartbreaking loss as she faces another legal challenge. Leda Margaretha, 36, is going through very hard times. She's always played the villain, but right now, the woman that the internet loves to hate is confronting one of the most painful things in life, grief. She's lost something irreplaceable, and as she struggles to come to terms with her heartbreak, she must convince an important authority figure that she had a good reason for breaking a rule. On screen, before this recent crisis, Leda often seemed callous, greedy, and dishonest. She was the woman who famously kicked her now ex Eric Rosenbrook's daughter Tasha Rosenbrook out of their home. As per U.S. Weekly, Leda had to go to court after she was charged with bail jumping on July 17th. She wrote the judge a letter to explain why she hadn't given the authorities her new address and phone number. In that letter, she shared some heartbreaking information, revealing that the death of her baby daughter, Elisa Rosenbrook, left her in a very dark place. In a tearful and emotionally charged Instagram live, 90 Day Fiancé alum Leda Margaretha finally broke her long silence regarding the tragic death of her child, a heartbreaking revelation that comes as she now finds herself entangled in a surprising and complex legal battle. Fans who have followed her tumultuous journey on the TLC reality series were left shaken, stunned, and scrambling for answers as Leda revealed the raw, painful truth behind a story she had kept hidden for years. Clad in a simple gray hoodie, her eyes swollen from tears, Leda began her live stream with a trembling voice. "I didn't plan to talk about this ever, but I'm tired of hiding the pain, and now that everything's coming out in court, I don't have a choice anymore." Leda and her American husband, Eric Rosenbrook, made headlines in 2018 with their whirlwind and often controversial relationship. From cultural clashes to family tensions, especially with Eric's daughter Tasha, the couple's time on the show was anything but peaceful. However, no one could have predicted that years later, Leda would be facing legal scrutiny tied to the loss of her baby, a child most fans never knew existed. According to court documents recently obtained by Reality Radar, Leda is being investigated in connection with a wrongful death lawsuit that was quietly filed 6 months ago. The documents allege negligence and emotional distress surrounding the untimely death of Leda's infant son in Indonesia, a child she gave birth to before joining 90 Day Fiancé and whose identity had never been made public until now. The tragedy reportedly occurred while Leda was living in Jakarta and pursuing her medical studies. "He was only 3 months old," she shared through tears. "I was in my final semester, working overnight shifts at the hospital, and I didn't have help. My parents were angry that I had a baby out of wedlock. I did my best, but one morning I came home and he wasn't breathing." Autopsy reports at the time labeled the cause of death as SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. The baby, named Kenzo, was laid to rest quietly with only a handful of close friends aware of the situation. Leda disappeared from public life for months following the incident and only resurfaced when she appeared on the reality series that would change and complicate everything. But now, years later, a relative from Indonesia has come forward with claims that Leda may have been negligent in caring for the child, prompting Indonesian authorities to re-examine the circumstances. With Leda now living in the U.S., the case has taken on international legal implications, and her immigration status is reportedly being reviewed. "I was young, alone, and scared. I had postpartum depression, and I didn't even know what that meant back then," Leda confessed. "I wasn't negligent. I was broken." Eric, who appeared briefly in the background of her video, expressed his full support for his wife, calling the case a malicious attempt to drag up old wounds and inflict more pain. "We were never told this would resurface," he said. "We've been living quietly, focusing on healing and rebuilding our lives. Whoever is behind this lawsuit is doing it out of spite, not justice. However, online speculation has been merciless. Critics and former fans are divided, some expressing heartfelt sympathy for Leda, others accusing her of withholding the truth during her time on the show. She always came off as secretive and controlling, one Reddit user posted. Now it makes sense. She had a massive secret she was hiding from the cameras. Others have expressed deep compassion, recognizing the cultural and emotional struggles Leda faced. No mother deserves this level of pain, a fan commented on her Instagram post. This explains so much about her anger, her outbursts. She was grieving silently. In the days following the bombshell revelation, Leda posted a series of photos of her late son's baby clothes, hospital wristband, and a faded ultrasound. In one heart-wrenching caption, she wrote, "I carried you. I loved you. I tried. Please forgive me." Sources close to the couple say they are considering a counter-lawsuit for defamation and emotional damage, arguing that the case is being dredged up by estranged family members attempting to ruin her reputation and possibly impact her residency status. Legal experts remain cautious, noting that cases involving international jurisdiction and outdated medical reports rarely lead to successful prosecution. However, the emotional toll on Leda is undeniable, and the public interest in the story only continues to grow. Meanwhile, TLC has declined to comment on the unfolding drama, though insiders say the producers are discussing the possibility of a special documentary episode exploring untold stories of cast members, with Leda's case at the center. Fans of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise are no strangers to shocking twists, from arrests to infidelity to immigration scandals, but nothing quite like this. The death of a child hidden for so long, now coming to light in the midst of a legal battle, has added a heartbreaking layer of reality to a show often dismissed as entertainment fodder. As Leda concluded her live stream, she looked directly into the camera and offered a final, haunting statement. "I've already been punished every single day since I lost him. But I won't let the world rewrite my story. He was my baby. I loved him, and I still do." Her voice cracked, and the screen went dark.